Welcome to the Rob and Kale podcast. Rob Sanders.
Some would be entertained by it. Some would be horrified by
Kale Carolina Jackpot Hall.
All would be interested in it.
The Rob and Kale podcasts.
Let's go.
And welcome into the Rob and Kale podcast. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. My buddy Carolina Jackpot's going to be joining us in just a moment. I think I started a minute or two early, so that kind of threw Jackpot off a little bit, and that's my fault. Appreciate you guys checking out the show this evening. We have a lot of things we're going to get into, including there's recruiting news. Well, Jackpot probably already went through that with with South Carolina yesterday. The big recruit they had coming to Maryland. They thought that he was going to be a Gamecock, but it didn't end up being that way. Oh, man, Jackpot's video was pretty hard because he did the live video there, and that was kind of harsh to say the least. Anyway, we have stuff to go over today, including we'll look at that. There is what else did I have on the list today? We have to talk about Kentucky. I don't know what the hell's going on up there, but I think I read the article says they're given 2 years of probation. Someone says, is the bookcase of accountability open for hoops season yet? Well, if you have something over the top, like Clemson's going to make the Final Four. Hi, Jaden. There's my son. Hello, Jaden.
Can I take some point?
Dad's doing the show, buddy. Calm down. Anyway, so Kentucky, 11 players were paid for not working, 8 played and received actual and necessary expenses while ineligible. So when it comes back down to it, Kentucky agreed with the NCAA regarding the swimming infractions, which involved men's and women's swimmers who weren't given required days off and who exceeded practice for 3 hours or exceeded practice hours for 3 years. So basically, they were coaching them too hard and too much time there, and they were caught. It's basically what it boiled down to. So with that, Lars Jorgensen, the swim coach, was the head coach then, resigned in 2023 amid allegations of sexual assault. So there was some there was some silliness going on there. So all in all, Kentucky, I agree with Randall on that. Yeah, one of the players snitched. So there's that. All right, as we wait for Jackpot to join us here, want to get his stuff on there. If you guys want to go and check out his videos that he had yesterday, the one with the recruit going live there, yeah, that was some craziness. So anyway, there's Jackpot coming into the show now. Hello, Jackpot.
Hey, I didn't know we were doing the 8:55 podcast tonight.
I started at 8:59, sir. I apologize. That is my fault. I am sorry about that.
And I had problems getting on here.
That's my fault. I went early. Yeah, well, my fault. Sorry about that. I went a little early. I was I don't know. For some reason, I was on time today and ready to go. So there's that.
Fine.
Anyway, Jackpot, welcome into the program. Before we head to you really quick there, in the show description, I've got some links for folks there, and they include joining the Calloway's bracket challenge. You want to go ahead and check that out. That's in the link description there. You want to make sure that you get in the Pick'em challenge. I've already got people texting me about, hey, if I win, are you going to send it to me via Venmo or PayPal? How about win the contest first, and then we'll figure that out. All right,
Mm-hmm.
let's go from there, because it's a tough contest to win. It really is. Anyway, Calloway's, we appreciate them sponsoring the challenge. We'll start with the first games of whatever they call it, week 0. We'll start with those games, and all of them against the spread, and then we'll have 10 regular games and the jackpot shitter on the every week throughout the season. Okay, you'll get a Google form. I'm also going to I think I've already done it, but I'll put the link for the how-to for the new people that are getting involved. Some of you who've been playing before, you understand how it works. works, and it's really simple. But
Didn't you do a video on it a couple of years ago?
I did a video last year, and I'm going to put that in the description here before long, and then everybody can just see that how-to video. It's about 3 minutes long.
Yeah,
it tells you how to fill out the Google form, all of that stuff. I mean, it's really simple. You can do it from your iPhone in about 90 seconds, or your smartphone, whatever it is you got. It's not that hard. So there's that. Anyway, the Pick'em Challenge is right there. You want to make sure you get involved with that. Also, in the link description, Jackpot, I put the link to join the show tonight and the bookcase of accountability. The link is there, so you can go and see what people have put out there. Everything from Big Barney Ross and Veins and Snickers to someone said LSU's winning the SEC, I believe. There's all kinds of predictions that are over there. Some of them are very, very off the wall. Some of them are solid. They're all over there on the bookcase of accountability. And Big Barney Ross's bourbon reviews, all of that is in the show description. So go and check that out so that you can be informed with everything going on the program. So there you go with that. And I know Jackpot's fired up for the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge.
I'm ready. I've been studying and hope to do better this year than I did last year. So.
Well, I thought you and I'd have a little gentleman's wager on it. We'll come up with something creative. Who finishes higher in the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge? A little fun in the show here.
Sounds good. Get up from behind me.
Jackpot, what do you got behind you? I'm sure people are going to ask. What's all that behind you, sir?
What? Oh, back there?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of junk. My stepdaughter's moving out of here like next week to go to college. So.
Oh, cool. So
she already been going to college at Greenville Tech, but she's going to be going to South Carolina USC Upstate in Spartanburg. So she's moving with her friend into an apartment over there.
Good for her. Biscuit promises to finish no lower than 96. I'm fighting for you, Biscuit. I think you'll be right there. So, yeah.
Good old 96.
96. All right. Well, I kind of went over the stuff with the Maryland recruit yesterday. Just kind of a clubbing blow there for the Gamecocks, but
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, go ahead. What you got?
A lot of people there were a lot of conspiracy theories out there about him pushing his commitment back to 4 instead of 3, but I don't know if he did that, but that was streamed live on 24/7 Sports. And they had the one kid that committed to the Voltards on there at 3. So I don't know if they asked him to push that back.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. That's just – but whatever. They thought that he was having a hard time making up his mind. Somebody was dropping the bag at the last minute. Whatever. I mean, it is what it is. They've gotten some pretty good offensive line recruits the past couple of years. So –
right.
Playing time might have had something to do with that.
But also, from a different perspective, I do think that Sean Elliott, I mean, if he's going to be his title's like run game coordinator, right, Jackpot?
Yes.
So if he's out recruiting, we know that he can recruit. Okay. We know that he is heart and soul, Gamecock to the bone, left a head coaching job to go and be the quote run game coordinator for Shane Beamer. So there's something to, I think run game coordinator is also, hey, he's going to coach some of those offensive linemen. Let's just be honest about that. So maybe that was something that was there. Is like, all right, that's a good thing for South Carolina on that front because you got Sean Elliott as your recruiting guy. But on the other front, though, I have to ask you this. If a kid doesn't want to be there, do you really want him to come there anyway? Because there's a lot of sour grapes. We'll use the Mazodcast term there. I know his mom took to Facebook or Twitter or something and was talking about how South Carolina fans were roasting her kid on his Instagram.
Whatever. Take your socials down then if you're that much of a pussy.
Right.
I mean, if you're any good, people are going to get butthurt about you not coming to their school. That's part of life. I mean, I'd much rather be a good football player and a sought-after prospect and have to deal with people bashing me a little bit on Twitter than nobody bashing me on Twitter and me sucking at football.
Well, I don't think it's tactful for adults to go and hit these young men on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. But I also am in the now of, if you are getting big NIL money, we're talking to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. That should pay for you to be like, all right, whatever. Turn your mentions off for a couple of days. Because I guarantee you, as ADD as society is, people are going to fucking forget. And they're going to move on. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but.
Randall says, does South Carolina have any O-linemen currently playing in the NFL? Yeah. What's his name? What's that fucker's name? The Yale dude. The Yale dude. What's his name? I can't remember his damn name now. Come on, I'll remember it.
I can't remember. Gamecock
Nick Gargiulio.
Yeah. Oh, I think Gamecock Chuck's talking about the recruit from Maryland. So. Yeah, but yeah, the Gamecocks have had an offensive lineman or two go into the NFL draft, and I want to put this out there, and I'm sporting the Clemson hat on my head here, but I tell you what, it's easy to kick the face of the South Carolina fan for the football program that they have. Okay. But if you are a tried and true fan like Jackpot is here, like Gamecock Chuck is, and insert, whoever else into the mix there. Okay.
Rooster Man, Jordan Dealmaker, Gamecock,
those guys.
A lot of them. Brock Lee.
Can you imagine? Okay. If South Carolina gets to a point where they are a viable football contender. Now, shut your mouth for a second and stop laughing over there. Okay. They have some of the best facilities in the SEC. They have SEC money. I don't know if Shane Beamer is going to be a good coach or not, but if they get the right fit for a coach, okay, who goes and recruits like he's supposed to, raids Georgia, raids Florida, gets some guys to come here, and South Carolina builds themselves to a point where they're pretty good. Can you imagine how good it's going to feel for those Gamecock fans who've just been shit on? I mean, honestly, forever. And if it comes to fruition for them, I can appreciate those fans. Now, the fair weather assholes that have not been there, and they're just, they're not following their Gamecocks year round and what recruits coming and all that. I don't feel good for them. But the people that are hardcore, I respect those fans. And it's not just for the Gamecocks, but it's for any school. But South Carolina has been close. They really have to being really, really good. Especially that tenure where Spurrier had those guys, and he had a top-notch football team that should have played for at least 2 SEC titles.
Well, it would have been, I mean, you can say ifs and buts, but that team would have all three of those teams from 2011 through 2013 would have been in a 12-team playoff.
Right. But giving them a shot for a national title. So the idea that South Carolina cannot get there is ludicrous. Okay? It's not like they're East Carolina where everything's underfunded and people are parking in people's yards and shit to go to football games.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like that. But that was a poke at you, sir. But I'm just saying.
Hey, that parking space was better than like getting stuck in the fucking fairgrounds and it taking you an hour just to get out of the damn parking lot. When that thing we stayed for the whole game. When the thing was over, it was over. And we were out of that town in 20, 30 minutes.
All right. So maybe the Gamecocks can take something from East Carolina. I don't know. I use them as an example, Jackpot. I'm just saying that there is a possibility that South Carolina has the pieces, and there's no reason to think, hey, maybe they can get to a point where, let's say where Mizzou is right now. People are talking about Mizzou being a dark horse to go into the field of 12 this year. Okay, if South Carolina gets to that point where, not every year, but let's say every third year, they've got a team that has a realistic shot of being in that top 12. That can actually happen. It's not that far-fetched. And for people to just continue, I've seen the comment section where people were just railing Jackpot yesterday about no one's going to go there, blah, blah, blah. Man, tell you what, that's going to be I hope Jackpot has his own bookcase of accountability.
Yeah.
And he comes with receipts, ladies and gentlemen. I might start keeping some of those too. Let me put that up on the page there. Some receipts for if South Carolina gets to that point, especially with some of you that support shithole programs that cheat. We don't have to tell you who that is because there's several right now. Yeah, it's going to be kind of funny when that happens. I just want to put that out there this evening. So Biscuit's correct. You got to get the right coach. That's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. But
saw Big Barney Ross's team got popped.
I know we were talking about that, and so they agreed to go on probation here over infractions that include 11 football players getting paid for work they did not perform in 2021 and 22. Look, this happens not just in this sport. I think statute of limitations is up. My buddy Marcus Saxon played for Arkansas under Coach Richardson, and when he got there, he was told, "Hey, go to this Walmart, show up at the back door once a week, and go." And he's like, "Oh, I've got to go to Walmart." He goes to Walmart. They give him a check, and he goes home. Check for working 40 hours a week at Walmart, whatever that came out to be. That was his money for whatever. So that stuff like that happens, but apparently Kentucky got caught up because it had a little bit to do with the swimming coach too.
Wait, what happened? Now, who was this?
My buddy Marcus Saxon. He's the all-time assist leader at Utah State, basketball player.
So he played at Arkansas.
Played for Arkansas with Coach Richardson.
Well, he transferred to Utah.
He transferred to Utah State because Coach Richardson left the program, so he left when he did, and he went to Utah State. And it ended up being
they were paying. So Arkansas was funneling money through Walmart to pay players.
That's what I was told. Yeah.
Wow. And this was what, back in the early 90s?
Whenever Richardson was there for Arkansas, and he left right after Richardson. I think he left when Richardson left, when he left Arkansas. So it was right whenever that was. So, yeah, but I'm just saying things like this happen. No-show jobs is what it basically boils down to. So there you go with that. And that's basically what happened with Kentucky. Someone had in the comment earlier that someone snitched. That's probably what happened. One of the swimmers or one of the football players ran their mouth. And when they did, the NCAA came a-looking. 2 years probation, Jackpot, for, these are, it's pretty major infractions, but 2 years probation, and then we go from there. It's not Tennessee level of cheating, but they were cheating a good bit.
Wow. What? Hold on. I'm trying. Jay Rice says Jackpot makes it sound like NIL at South Carolina isn't as prevalent as other SEC schools. Is this the case? I don't know. I don't know what the balance is in the account of any of them, but just looking at what we've seen this year on the recruiting trail, you tell me. I don't know.
I can tell you this. Spencer Rattler coming back, you don't think NIL had something to do with that? You had one of the top quarterbacks in the country last season, and I think a good bit of it had to do with the NIL. Just saying. Just throwing that out there a little bit. Can we all agree on that? You don't think the Garnet Trust had something to do with Spencer Rattler staying there?
Yeah. Well, yes, but I think it had something to do with him coming there. But he couldn't. There's no way after that 2022 season that he could have bailed and went to the draft. He wouldn't have. He had to come back to improve his stock. He didn't really have a really good year. He had a really good last 2 or 3 games, but
he could have transferred somewhere else. They kept him here.
Oh yeah.
You don't think another school would have been like, "Hey, come here and you can play for 1 year like Uyunglele did, going from Oregon State to Florida State. You come here, you can play 1 year and get a national spotlight. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going after. Because I mean, he can improve his stock anywhere. Everybody's on TV now, you know. And I'm sure there were plenty of Power 4 teams that would love to have had, or Power 5 at that point, teams that would love to have Spencer Rattler playing for them. So,
I was watching a clip today on Twitter where the Washington State coach Jake Dickert was giving a press conference after practice on Thursday, and he stated that they had some kids quit on the team last year about 2 games into the season. And he just publicly stated, he said, and it's my job. He's like, this year, he's like, to make sure, he's like, that if we have any of those type people on the team, he's like, that I run their ass off during the summer. He's like, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, I could hear somebody say that, but I thought it was kind of strange behind him. He was giving the interview, and, you know, they all have those backgrounds or whatever. His background had the Pac-12 shield on it. And I'm like, I thought that wasn't a thing anymore.
Haas 304 says, what bourbon do y'all drink down south, sir? Look, I don't know about Jackpot, but if I want to know about bourbon, I read our bourbon reviews from Big Barney Ross. The link is in the show description. Whatever Big Barney Ross has there, unless he says it rots his gut, which he says in 1 or 2 of them.
The bourbon, last bourbon I drank was whatever Big Barney Ross sent me a year or 2 ago. I think it was cock. Something, had something to do with cock and something. The last time I drank bourbon, I got stupid on here doing a live stream.
Cock? How did that happen?
What?
Did you say Big Barney Ross sent you some cock? What are we talking about here?
No, that was the name of the bourbon. It was like Fighting Cock or something.
All I caught was Big Barney Ross sent me some cock, and it was wait, what the fuck happened? What the hell's going on here?
No, the last time I drank it, I got sick. I acted stupid. I insulted Pigskin Pete. So yeah, I need to stay away from that stuff. I was with cold beer.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
Ross is from West Virginia. Are you a West Virginia man? I mean, a West Virginia Mountaineers man, or are you a fan of some other team?
Do you burn couches, sir? I know they don't do that anymore, but some of the old folks do. The OGs do that. I don't know. So, all right, Jackpot. I want to get into this really quick here. You know, it's going to look like I'm picking at somebody, but I'm not. I'm going to use Georgia as an example.
He's a Marshall man.
Well, there you go. The Thundering Herd. We have a Thundering Herd fan here. That's okay. Look, I wonder if Georgia is going to suspend some of the players that have had some issues in the offseason. And I'm using them as an example because they are, you know, one of the top teams in the country. I wonder if we get to a point where the show thumbnail this evening was mocking the 2008 Florida Gators, where, what was it that I put on that thing here? It said the 2008 Florida Gators won the national championship. 41 players from that roster have been arrested. Only 1 in every 3 players on that team has been in the slammer.
Damn.
Yeah. So I put that up this evening, and I'm not saying that Georgia's on that level yet, but it seems like we got a lot of guys that have a lot of issues, especially behind the wheel. All right. I wonder if Kirby Smart, what is he going to do with these guys? Because in the old school, you'd suspend a guy for a game or 2 and hope that he learned his lesson. Now we're at a point where the transfer portal's there, and if you suspend a guy, he may be like, you know what, screw you. I'm going to leave as soon as this season's over. I mean, there's so many ups and downs there. But let's say Travis Etienne, or I'm saying Travis Etienne, Trevor Etienne. Trevor Etienne had his DUI and the whole thing with him. Should he be suspended for a game? Should it be enough that Smart handles it internally? I mean, what's the balance with that right now?
Well, you remember back in 2022, was it 21 or 22? I can't remember. I think it was 22. when Chris Rodriguez got a DUI for drinking tequila on Mother's Day up at Kentucky, and he didn't play. It was like the 5th game against Ole Miss when he came back, wasn't it?
Right.
Now he may have had some other shit too. I mean, like they may have nailed him for doing something else that he wasn't supposed to, but I know he had a DUI, and Stoops had suspended him.
Usual, the thumbnail never gets brought up. Rob has to jab Tennessee every chance he can. I was talking about Florida and Georgia, you simpleton.
Who says that?
This guy said I'm trying to jab Tennessee with a freaking thumbnail about Florida. Holy crap with these Tennessee fans.
Harry Legg says Bush Sr. left in 96. Clinton was there when UT won the Natty in 1998. Yeah, that's true. Bush left in 92. Clinton won a re-election in 96. Right?
Yeah.
Didn't he? He did 2 terms, right?
Yeah, Clinton did 2 terms.
I think George Bush Sr. only had 1 term. He was after Reagan. He only had 1 term.
He went from he went.
Sorry, I didn't mean to turn this into civics class over here. But
no. Yeah, the 1 term. Yeah, well, we're trying to figure out who was president when the Vols won their national title. I think it was Clinton.
It was Clinton.
Yeah, I think so. So there you go. Anyway, but no, I mean, I wonder what, in my opinion, if you get arrested like that, and it should be, you should be suspended, at least for a game. Now, I think you send the wrong message if you suspend them for, like, Tennessee Tech plays Georgia after Georgia plays Clemson. If you suspend them for the Tennessee Tech game, what that's basically saying is we need you for the Clemson game. We don't give a shit about Tennessee Tech.
Yeah.
So we're not really giving you the incentive to try to make yourself right. And I'm not just picking at Georgia here, but I just wonder what is par now, because what it should be and what I think it actually is in 2 entirely different things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So what would you do if you were in Smart's shoes, I guess is where I'm going, Jackpot.
I mean, I think you got to send a message. So, I mean, I think you suspend he gets suspended for the first game, or maybe the first two games or whatever. I mean, you gotta do something there to set some kind of example.
Right. Well, you're bringing a like bad PR to Georgia too, or to whatever. Insert school here. You're bringing a bad image to the program. Something that you try to build up is great. I mean, let's be honest. It could affect you on the recruiting trail. If my son is going to go play at Georgia and he's being recruited to go play somewhere, and I've got all these coaches that come in, and I'm looking at these guys, and it's like, wait a minute. You had 4 arrests in the month of July for reckless driving. So do you have control of your program or not?
Mike Bridges says that case was dropped, actually.
Okay. Well, there were still other cases where Georgia's looked like they've had some problems on the driving front. Let's just put that out there. So, and I use
city drivers. Johnny Apple in the comment section. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I got to read these before it disappears. Says Carolina crybaby looks at the UT recruiting class with jealousy. Oh yeah, because that's really going to help you on the field this year. Yeah, that's gonna lead you to the playoffs this season.
You know, we may need to play the game of we need to play the game of buying or not buying here. We may do that on Wednesday, where we have questions like, will Tennessee make the playoff? Will Clemson make the playoff? Things like that. We may do that to figure that out. But I'm not picking at Georgia, but I mean, this is something that goes on across the country. Alabama had players that were knocking on people's door in February and stealing money from them in the middle of the night. I mean, there's shit that goes on across the country. I don't think it's the way that it used to be, where they could hang things over your head, because these guys can transfer out and just go and just run and not give a shit. You know? So that's
Hoss says he's been watching the channel for about a year now. I appreciate that, Hoss. He says he follows some different SEC teams from time to time since he lives in Sunbelt country. Being a Herd fan, it's tough. Not many channels to follow. Yeah, I thought that them in the Sunbelt Conference, I just kind of thought that was a weird fit. I don't know why Marshall's not in the American. What is it? The American Athletic? Is that's kind of considered like the premier, one of the more premier Group of 5 conferences. I think. I think they should be there because that's a pretty good football program, or there has been. And they beat Virginia Tech last year.
Yeah. Let's welcome Billy to the program. Billy, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. I need to Schultz 31 over there in the comments. You know, I swore I was going to come on here and not get unhinged, but he doesn't have a clue. Could somebody explain to him that Tennessee didn't cheat this offseason with the NIL deal? He says they screwed up the NIL. He doesn't understand they made it better. NCAA was coming after Tennessee because they thought they were cheating. A federal judge got involved and told the NCAA to shut up and sit down. I do not know what he's talking about, but he doesn't have a clue.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
It's the ruling on the NIL.
Oh,
right.
The federal judge made.
They didn't. The federal judge said essentially there were no rules with this, so how can you come back and pop them when you didn't really give them rules to follow anyway? Is that fair, Billy?
See over here, he's talking. You guys got busted with the NIL scandal of the South. No, we didn't. What is wrong with you?
It wasn't NIL they got busted for. It was other improper benefits under the former coach that was there, and his wife was.
I know what he's talking about now. There was something, and then they sued the NCAA and won.
Yeah, let's.
Right,
Schultz, what are you talking about, Schultz?
What's he talking about?
He's
just
Uncle
like
Lou agrees with me completely. Uncle Lou agrees with me completely.
Okay.
You guys
don't have a clue.
You got
what you're
busted again.
about.
You
No,
got
we
busted
didn't.
again, and you
What the
took the
federal judge
NCAA to court,
What
and
did
you
the federal
screwed
judge
it
say?
over.
Okay,
What did they get busted
You
for?
screwed
slow
They
down,
said
gentlemen, let's have an actual conversation. Don't talk over each other. Schultz, tell us what you're talking about, and then we can go from there. Let's not beat each other in the face. Let's see what he has to say, and then we'll go from there. Go ahead, buddy.
the Supreme Court said that college athletes have to be paid like employees of the university. At least that's what I heard from Uncle Lou.
Oh, that's factual then. Yeah. But
And you
why
guys,
don't you do
you
some
guys,
research on your own?
Yeah.
I have. I literally saw people saying that it could end up ruining your program, but then you guys took the NCAA to court and screwed everything up.
See, you don't have a clue what you're talking about, buddy.
Yes, I do.
No,
You
you
guys
don't.
unevened the playing field. You guys got busted again for cheating. It's not the first time
No,
you've done
we
it in the last
didn't.
2 of the last 3 years.
Wait a minute.
Yes,
wait a
you
minute.
did.
Schultz,
I need to
Schultz.
get off here. This clown don't have a clue.
All
He
right.
does not know what he's talking about.
I'm
Yes, I
sorry to
do.
hear that.
No, you don't.
I think there may be some confusion here.
Yeah, he's
because-
confused, all right.
No, I'm
What
not.
Sure
I-
you are.
Okay. What I've read says that Tennessee was facing something from the NCAA,
Right.
but the federal court judge said you didn't really give them guidelines. So
Exactly.
that was kind of the way that it was with everybody. Okay. And Tennessee went and did something, and there were no guidelines.
There was a deal where they
I'll tell you what it
wasn't
was.
the NCAA trying to punish them something for the Nico thing and the plane flight, and then there was the whole deal
Yeah,
about
that's
what
what it
was he
was.
supposed to do? Walk across the
getting
country,
warmer.
and
You're getting warmer.
They gave him
what-
NIL money.
right.
They gave him money. They paid him.
No, they didn't.
Shouldn't be
Well,
doing that with the high school recruit.
Who gave
They
him money?
do it in Missouri, sir. They have legislation in Missouri where you can get your money as a high school player. So that's completely.
He's got his.
No, sir, I'm
First of
Are you
all-
seriously siding with Billy Cole?
First of all,
I'm siding with what is actually correct, sir.
why don't you go read the
It's more
case?
fun for me. It's more fun for me to mock the Tennessee fans because they cheat. I would love it if he was completely wrong, but in the interest of what is right and what is wrong, I mean, Missouri's the best example. If you're an in-state player and you go to Mizzou, you can get your money in high school.
Let me break it down to him. The final ruling from a federal judge said the NCAA has no authority over NIL money.
And they
Period.
have to, or else there is no regulation. You
They
have to have
nothing
regulation to have a sport.
See, you don't know what you're talking about. The NCAA
Yes,
has
I do.
nothing to do with NIL.
Yes, I do. Now the NCAA can't do anything thanks to you guys. That's the problem. You guys took the NCAA to court.
You're upset with the ruling. Okay, I got you. I understand now. It makes
First of all, what was happening was when Nico was in high school, and it wasn't Tennessee, he was getting money to go to visit schools. There was no rule against it. Just like Coach Saban said, he said this 3 years ago, and he said there are no rules or regulation about this. This is going to go get all out of whack. So,
and it did.
Nico
you guys took them to court.
And what happened?
You guys took them to court.
And what
now
did the federal judge say?
He said they can't regulate it because of you guys.
Said Tennessee's innocent.
Wait a minute, but don't you? Okay. I got nothing for you on that, Schultz. I mean, if you want to blame Tennessee for that, that's fine. I mean,
you're the only person blaming Tennessee.
I'm going to be on here on Blue 2 nights from now talking about this. Okay.
All right. Well, good for you, sir.
Well, good for you. Anyway,
anything else, Schultz?
That's all. I'm about to head out. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining the program, sir. All right, Billy. Now you can't be getting pissed off. Do you have something positive to say to the show, sir?
Well, I just corrected him about misinformation coming on there. Oh, Tennessee got
and we fixed all that for you, man.
And here's the deal: when you read about it and get the facts, we're on probation. I mean, these kids are taught not to even jaywalk on the campus because the NCAA is looking for them, gunning for them.
Yeah, but in fairness,
that's a little extreme. But what?
I mean, let's just be honest. Most kids don't listen to anything.
Well, the thing about it is I don't see how most schools say thank you, Tennessee and Virginia. They were the other school involved in this lawsuit. And it told the NCAA to stay out of the NIL stuff. There's no rules to begin with. So unless the college cleans it up themselves and comes up with something, sky's the limit. I mean, think about it.
There needs to be some kind of
Three years ago, Tennessee gave a high school kid $8 million. Tell me what the rule they broke. There was nothing. You can give them as much money as you want.
Well, to be fair, wait a minute. To be fair, it's not like Tennessee wrote them a check. The NIL collective that is for Tennessee wrote them a check. I think people need to really exactly.
But
it
the
wasn't
accusation,
like the university president wrote an $8 million check to Nico.
No. Schools are involved, and the NCAA is involved because the NCAA says the school's coaching staff or anybody cannot be involved in the NIL money. Otherwise, sky's the limit. What rules do you need on NIL other than the coaches and the staff can't be involved? They can't be involved. Schools have nothing to do with NIL. And you can pay whatever you want to pay, but he's going back to this, and he got half of it right. It's when Nico was in high school, he took trips. Other schools gave him money for taking trips, and they wanted to nail him for taking trips, but there was no rule against it for high school kids. Just like Rob said, there was no rule against that.
I'm with you on that. What else do you have, sir?
I'm gone. I'm out of here. I think I did my due tonight for the Calloway Pick'em thing.
He did, yeah. BVD played that first
BVD played the clip.
I messed up. I have to get your shirt sent to you. So re-email me your address and your shirt size because I forgot to send that to our guy, and he's supposed to send you a shirt for winning the Pick'em challenge. That's my fault. So please send that to me so I can send it to him.
Okay.
If you would do that.
And
so thank you for that.
And I told Well, anyway, we're fine, and later. Good night.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
All right, I'm going to get to Harry in just a minute. What you got there, Jackpot?
I wanted to read that. I missed the super chat earlier from
I got
Ethan.
him.
From Ethan, huh?
Says, I got it right here. He
Yeah.
says, evening, fellas. My Vols got another 1 overall recruit in the 2026 class. Clemson 9-3, South Carolina 7-5. P.S. Thank God you still with us, JP. Screw that Maryland kid. I'm going to add that to the bookcase of accountability there, Ethan.
Yeah, those are both pretty generous predictions, I think, for both teams. Yeah. Ethan, thank you. And it shows it over here on the phone I'm looking at. That was his 10th super chat on this channel, and it's got a 10 with a heart and 2 balloons.
Well, there
So
you go.
if anybody, that's pretty cool. If you do 10 super chats, I guess I'm going away, not closer to. You get that.
Well, rumor is if you do 100 super chats, Jackpot visits with the knee pads. I don't know if that's true or not, but it might be. I don't know.
If you do 100, you definitely get that truffle shuffle.
You get the truffle shuffle. Very good. All right, so
isn't there something on the bookcase of accountability that you're going to do the truffle shuffle on here? Is something happens?
I can't remember what it was, but yeah, it's on the bookcase. I have to look it up, but it's on the bookcase of accountability. So, I mean, I'm not dodging it. I know I said whatever it was. It's on the bookcase of accountability. So, let's get Chris in, then we'll get Harry in. Chris, what do you have for the show, sir?
Hey, what's up? I was trying to call in and talk to Schultz. I don't know how many people you could have in at a time. Talk to Schultz. And,
if I have 6 in, everybody talks over
5.
Yeah, I know. But
I guess it would be 4.
You guys hit the nail on the head. I was just going to mention how we got Faison Brandon. He's number 1 quarterback on 247 and on 3. ESPN and Rivals, who are always behind the curve, haven't re-ranked yet. So I think he'll climb up. Right now, Georgia's guys ahead of him, Jared Curtis in that class, but I think he'll jump him when Rivals and ESPN catch up. But it's just crazy, Tennessee. I mean, I think they're in the catbird seat. There's some OSU people that think they're in the catbird seat for David Sanders. They've got dudes. James Pierce is from North Carolina. It's crazy how much they're putting on North Carolina right now. The guys they're getting, especially with UNC. Duke is in transition. NC State's never really recruited the top talent in the state really well, and then UNC, man, this might be Max last year. I can't see him lasting too much longer. I don't know if they want him to last.
Right. I think this is going to be a rebuilding year for them anyway. I don't know if
it's But if you look back in the 90s, I mean, some of Tennessee's best classes had a lot of North Carolina guys. Carl Pickens, which he was late 80s, early 90s. Al Wilson, I think, is from Asheville. Or no, not Al Wilson. Was it Leonard Little? One of them was from Asheville, one of them badass linebackers. But
one of the players came from South Carolina, West Side High and Anderson. I can't remember.
I know Hainsworth was from Dillon, I think.
Probably. That sounds like but one of those guys was from West Side. I can't remember. Somebody,
they got to,
if they remember.
South Carolina be a little bit harder, which they've had a little bit of success with guys like Hyatt and Staley, but South Carolina is a little bit harder to get into because South Carolina's, they're pushing it with NIL, and then the success that Clemson's had makes it a little bit harder. But I think North Carolina is ripe for the picking right now if you know who to look for. But
I mean, they're on a death march with Mac Brown. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell a kid, "Hey, I'm 72 years old or however old that I'm going to."
They're dealing with what we dealt with in Spurrier back about 2013, 14.
Yeah.
But no, I'll let you guys get on down the road. I was going to call in and help Billy out, but it looked like he didn't need it. So, but getting your legal advice, I don't want to say advice, but just getting your legal findings from Uncle Lou's wild. I mean, love the guy to death, but I'm not sure if he knows the intricacies of
Chris,
what's up.
You're going to join the Calloway's Pick'em Challenge, right?
What's the buy-in? $20
for the whole season.
I'll get you guys. I'll get you guys before Wednesday.
The link is in the description. As long as you get
you got until August the 24th, really. If you August 31st, if you don't want to pick the week 0 games, but they count. So
I really want to get some of the guys that come in here a lot that comment
Yeah.
and stuff to get involved with that, so we can see how well you pick. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I'll probably. I don't. I'll. It'll be a donation. Don't worry about that. I don't feel like.
All you have to do is finish a little bit higher than 96, then you're going to beat Biscuit. So there you go with that.
He's gonna pick. It'll be Tennessee and Bama, and he'll pick Georgia to win. It'll be crazy to see. But
All right, Chris, appreciate it, man.
see you guys.
All right, let's welcome to the program. Go ahead, Jackpot. I'm sorry.
Schultz says that Hainsworth was from Hartsville. That's pretty close to Dillon out there. And Billy says Pickens was from Murphy, North Carolina. Yeah, I know where that's at. That's up in the mountains, but
Yeah. Harry, welcome to the program. Good evening, sir.
How are you two gentlemen?
doing better than I deserve.
How are you, sir?
Happy to have woke up this morning, just like everyone.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's clear the air on the Georgia crap about ATN. A lot of fans don't research these things so that they get the facts. You know, if you want to discuss something, it's always nice to have them. But with respect to his arrest and all that, that was in Georgia. You've got tiers and of how they handle DUIs. 0.08 national law, and that you're going to jail. No ifs, ands, buts, or maybe anything over that. He was cited for less safe, but he refused to blow, and
Right.
that's what
Well,
I
I know.
understand.
I know in some states, if you refuse to blow, you're going to jail anyway. But
Right.
that's
Yeah.
And
look. I was
happened
just using that as an example to parlay into what the other thing I was talking about, where
oh, absolutely, yeah, I agree with you.
that's
100% on
and
that now.
look, if the case was dropped and they figured all that out, and he's worked it out with his coach, I'm fine with that. But when you have something like, I mean, there's a string of it at Georgia, but when you have something like this happens anywhere, I'm just wondering now in the days of NIL and I say NIL because if a coach comes and says, I don't know, ETN was given $400,000, let's use that as an example, to come here, and the NIL is on the hook for that $400,000 for the year, whether he plays it down or not. You tell me that coach is not going to be on the hook for a little bit of that. He's got to go to that NIL and be like, look, I know you're giving him $400,000, but the guy was an asshole and almost ran somebody over in a drunken rage, and I can't have him on the football field because this may happen. And I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying if something like that happened, with
Yes,
that stuff going in now, what do you do? Because we're putting the kids at a point where they've got the biggest dicks on campus now, and the coach can't tell them anything.
You have everybody in the country dealing with this that has NIL or who's a contender. A lot of it
What do you do?
never makes the news for some reason, but it does at Georgia because of the people in Atlanta who are still ass hurt over losing the broadcast contract, WSB. And so let's keep things real here. You know, y'all there's politics everywhere, okay? And
Right.
It
I
gets sports is full of it. But,
Right, and I'm
Georgia's-
with you. I just think that I'm just wondering what's going to happen now. Rah Thomas, he had to go immediately, and Smart
He
dropped
got
the
it.
hammer on him. Well, yeah, it was a second time offense for this guy.
No, he was
So,
actually
there's that
exonerated on the first one, believe it or not. And the reason he was exonerated after the facts came out, and it was a little embarrassing for the police department because
So do you
You
think
have
Rah
people-
Thomas is going to be back? Is that what you're saying?
no, he's
saying?
long gone. Based on
Right.
information that I've received or been able to access, no, he is officially no longer a Georgia Bulldog. Period.
Right.
Exclamation
That's what I
point.
read.
Have a
but-
nice life. You know, it's sad that it happened. But as far as all these guys out here drag racing and crap, now that ball has started, hint, hint, wink, wink, there's not a lot of driving going on.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, I
that'll slow
hope
this
that
crap down to a trickle. I hope.
I hope
But,
that a lot of this gets remedied because I don't want to see kids getting hurt, and I don't want some of the repeat stuff that's happened from before. But Kids drive fast. That's what the hell they do. You know, that's what
I'm
happens.
teaching my oldest grandson to drive right now, and
Mhm.
I've had to reprimand him a couple of times already. I said, I know the temptation is there, and yes, we're out in the middle of effing nowhere, and there's not a car in sight. So I will begrudge you a little half of the accelerator, okay? Don't get in the habit of it. It'll cost you. It's going to make your wallet light and your insurance rates high. And, you know, you got to learn the economics of these things along with everything else. But y'all do know about Kirby dismissing from the team safety David Daniel Sissavant. He's that happened back in June, if I'm not
right.
Yeah, it was in June.
Well, I'm not saying that's one of their safeties.
He was in the 2 deep.
Right.
Daniel David Sissavant, he was a safety or a star in our system, and had seen playing time, but he did a no. Take your medicine if you're going to speed and you get stopped. Never, ever, ever, ever run for the police.
Right.
And that's what he did. See ya. Sorry, son. You know.
All right. Well, anything else this evening you want to add, sir, before we get out of here? I got folks to join the program.
Well, you get those folks in here, and y'all have a good. We'll see you.
It's great to have you on the show, and we always appreciate you, Harry.
Thank you, Harry. I need to add over to the bookcase of accountability, Rob, at some point this evening. Brandon makes the prediction ODU to beat USC Junior. I'd like that on the bookcase of accountability.
All right. Did he say it up here? Because I'm adding it. I'm going to cut and paste it just like I did with Christopher, who said that he would take Sellers over Nico, and he thinks he's going to make better stats and ratings. I'll put that on the bookcase of accountability.
Here's Brock says Bakari Swain did some crazy stuff on the road that you don't hear about it in the media. Yeah, he did. He ran a red light in Columbia a few months ago, caused a wreck. So, it's admitted to it. So, he's going to get whatever for it. He's got to go to court here in August. But, if that's the worst thing that our football program has done, I'll take it, especially given what some of the fuckery that's going on at some of these other places. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, there's that. I added that to the bookcase of accountability. So we're right there with it. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Dylan.
Nico said, Nico's unproven, says Brock, and people thought DJ was going to be amazing. He ended up being the shits. Yeah, you would have thought, the way he looked in 2020 against Notre Dame, and then he led them in a come-from-behind win. I think they beat Syracuse or Boston College maybe the next week, that he was going to be just better than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy like that.
If you remember, Uiagalelei came in that Notre Dame game for Trevor Lawrence, who had COVID, and he threw for more yards than anybody in the history of opponents at Notre Dame.
Yeah, so, I remember seeing that. I remember watching it, and they lost there. It was in overtime, I think. But I left watching that game thinking, oh my God. I'm like, they got another one behind them who's even fucking better. I'm like, when is this going to end? And then the 2021 season happened, and I was like.
And then, as Bruce Pritchard would say, then the bell rang.
Then the bell had to ring.
Yeah. All right, Dylan, what do you have for the show, sir?
Where Kentucky got those infractions, will they still be eligible for a bowl game? Or?
They are eligible. There's no bowl ban. It's just probation. They agreed to something with the NCAA, and they're not going to have any. From what I read, no bowl ban. So it's just they're going to pay a fine, and they're going to have some recruiting visits taken away. From what I read, but it's not going to be anything crazy. So.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it. Let's go, Big Barney Ross.
Well, hey, I've got to take it upon myself to call in and clear up this entire Kentucky scandal of the football players in 2021.
Sure.
They got caught cheating. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
God damn it.
Batman says, didn't Nico get sacked 6 times versus Iowa? He did, but they said that's because they didn't have their tackles.
Jesus.
So if they'd had their tackles, he wouldn't have got sacked that many times.
Let's go. Dabo is Daddy. What do you got for the show?
What?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Better
Hello.
than we deserve.
Hey, amen, brother. I'm with you on that. I wanted to ask Caroline Jackpot. So where would you rank Rocket Sanders among all the SEC running backs? And like, do you think he's going to be overrated or not?
Well, I mean, I saw that they had him on the All SEC second team, and I thought that was kind of the preseason All SEC team or whatever after media days, and I thought that was a little bit, I mean, how can you really place him there when last year he was down bad? I mean, he was hurt a lot, and so I don't know that he's going to be overrated. It all hinges on
It all depends on that O-line,
man. I mean, if they do that shit they were doing last year, he's going to have a tough time, and probably will get hurt again.
but
If they
I
come
mean, hey,
out,
he has a
if
cool
they block it
nickname.
C+ level, I mean, I think he goes for 1,000 yards easy. I mean, he's lost weight, trimmed down. He looks good. Looks ready to play.
I mean, honestly, I think he's going to be about 7th, but I do have one more thing to say. Rattler high and intercepted.
I mean, thanks for that, sir.
What?
I don't know. People call with dumb things. Speaking of dumb things, Rob has an SEC bias. Welcome to the program.
I mean, talk about an absolute schmuck. Somebody get me the fucking.
Are you wearing a Hogwarts shirt? What the hell are you doing? Are you getting ready for your damn? Is it H for Hogwarts?
School up in the fucking boonies of the upstate.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Which house are you in? Are you Slytherin or Hufflepuff?
I know
Which
you're
one is it, sir.
the upstate isn't of the ilk to host a high-level soccer match, Rob. But I'll give you a history lesson. It's one of the biggest teams in England. Just so happened to.
Okay. Well, look. Let me make sure I put this out there. I don't give a fuck about soccer. So you can, and I appreciate the guys that play it and all that. But you know what soccer players are? The best soccer player in the world is Messi, right? He's 5'4" and weighs 130 pounds.
Rob, he
Fuck
would.
him. He couldn't play fucking football
Rob,
in the world if he let him. No, he's fast and he can play with his feet. Yay! Wonderful. I don't give a fuck about soccer. Fuck soccer.
He would jab you in your fucking nose, Rob. Messi's like
Yeah,
that.
he'd have to reach up to do it.
Hell
He
no.
needs a goddamn step ladder. And I'm fucking 5'10", 5'9", whatever tall I am. He's fucking 8 inches shorter than I am. Soccer is
Who are you talking about?
Messi, the best soccer player in the world. All I'm saying is soccer's great, awesome, way to go. You have soccer moms that are watching their boys and all that run out there. All those soccer moms are wishing, hey, I wish my son could play football.
Hey,
He
well,
can't. We're gonna go play fucking soccer.
A sold out Williams-Brice last night completely disagree.
That's great.
Rob.
That's great. You know what? You know what else sold out Williams-Brice? Fucking, they've had prayer meetings sell out Williams-Brice. Who gives a shit?
Rob, 150 for
Willie's correct. Soccer is a communist plot.
Florida State can't
That's exactly what it is.
Clemson playing Florida State can't even reach those numbers, Rob. 150 for the nosebleeds. We're getting that for a soccer game in Williams-Brice. Don't come
Well,
out.
I'm glad somebody got some money for that shithole stadium down there. The Gamecocks have been selling it out for fucking years with a shit team.
Hey,
so at least they had a decent team in there, from what I gather.
Rob was never man enough to put up the art piece you see behind him to Kale. So I wanted to show off my own art.
Wait a minute. If Jackpot wanted this fucking piece of artwork here, we'd figure something out.
Wanted it. I remember the conversation. But this is all we really need. DJ Swearinger actually
that's nice.
Being Andre Ellington. I mean, what a bitch that guy is.
Brock says Messi's
Meat slapped him.
Some dude named Clean. Ugh.
Clean.
Clean. That's, I don't know.
No, it'd be Ronaldo probably.
Soccer is basically Quidditch without brooms. I don't give a fuck about it.
That's just a
You
low
just run around doing whatever the hell you want.
woman, Rob with a low IQ take. What's new, right?
Look, you can call me whatever you want. I just don't appreciate soccer, sir. I don't see the point in it. Little short guys running around. Hey, we're gonna run up and down the field kicking the ball. Yay!
And all seriousness, no, this actually was a really big event for Columbia.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't a big event. I'm just saying I'm not a soccer guy. My buddy Lawton Swan paid almost, I think, $800 for his family to go to this game. Lawton Swan has 9 cents of the first dime that he owned.
Well, you know what?
He must have fuck you money.
You know what they did, Rob?
He has $800 to go to that game. I was like, damn, Lawton, are you serious?
Hey, you know what they did?
What?
It's so, you know, they've got game days down pretty well in Columbia. I mean, obviously it's going back up, but traffic moves pretty decent. You know, they completely changed up the traffic patterns, dude. There's probably a quarter of the stadium who couldn't even get in until halftime.
I don't think that they treated it like they treat a Gamecock football game. I don't think they did that.
And I'm telling you, it shows. It was literally backed all the way up to Huger Street. It was some of the craziest traffic.
Those traffic patterns down there have been horse shit for years.
Well, for the to get you going.
Fucking Hugie Street. If you're going to be a fucking fan of the team, at least know the names of the fucking streets of Raptor University. Hugie, sir.
I say
Hugie. God damn.
I'm a huger man. I'm a huger man. Till I die, Rob.
I thought it was UG.
No, it's Hugie. Hugie Street, sir.
I don't know what the fuck it is. I just know I turned there at the interstate.
Yeah, you don't know the fucking way around your stadium because you're a part-time fan.
Oh, is that so?
That's exactly so.
Well, I got a Clemson ring and a Gamecock jersey to prove you otherwise. I
don't ever really think about Huger Street. I just think about you on Bluff Road.
I'm a fan.
I poisoned your team, Rob. I poisoned your team. Y'all been on the down ever since they accepted this big old.
You can't poison the rats in your apartment that chew on your nose when the power's out. So stop it.
Oh, you think so, Rob? Hey,
I think so. Half the time you don't even have power watching this show. What's wrong with you?
The AC's actually blowing, man. I ain't sweating. It's a good day to be alive. I shaved, man. I'm feeling.
You must have sold that crack rock you made to pay the power bill.
You mean that the crack rock that Clemson fan took off of your Howard's rock? Is that the crack rock?
No, that wasn't crack rock, sir.
Is that the crack rock you're talking about?
Wasn't crack rock, sir. You don't know anything about tradition, so I'm not going to try to help you there. What else do you have for the program other than to talk up and give a blowjob to Stockton?
Well, I was mainly wanting to talk about that, but I also want to talk about something else, Rob.
What's that?
I've been thinking about it.
Ignoring.
I've been thinking about it, Rob. I don't like your fucking team.
Oh, they're not here for.
You just came to that realization.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
For fucking years. So now we're gonna have to hang a banner. Fucking Rob has an SEC bias. Doesn't like Clemson. I'll hang that up here behind the picture here one day.
I'm gonna redirect my Tennessee hate to you tater fucks. Because y'all been popping off Shadow of Death Valley, man. Who the fuck is that guy? He's too scared to even show his face.
You don't know the whole story about the Shadow of Death Valley, but
I bet he stormed.
He can't. From what I gather, he's in the legal profession, if I remember correctly. And if he doesn't want to show his face out there, first of all, he doesn't have to show his face to Gamecock fans for nothing.
He's a fucking.
All he has to do is keep putting together these great videos.
He's a troll.
Kicking the fuck out of you. And
he's got the Todd Ellis 2021, 2023 Clemson game commentary with video. It seems the 2022 one's missing.
Did he miss that one?
He missed that one. So I was thinking about doing a Don Munson 2022 version of the Clemson South Carolina game if I ever got time to do it.
That would be fucking golden. Did they? I bet the Taters absolutely nuked that commentary from the internet. You probably won't be able to find it anywhere.
It probably is.
It's probably gone forever.
I've seen it. It's out there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Todd Gwynn says Tennessee.
Shadow of Death Valley actually did put something out about that.
Todd says Tennessee will
beat Clemson 1 out of 8 times.
Tennessee will beat NC State by 14, and I'm not a Tennessee fan, says Todd. Yeah, it's fake news.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think NC State's going to be good this year. Grayson McCall's the real deal. These motherfuckers are going to find out.
They'll be good. I don't know that they win, but I think that game's going to be. Oof.
I wonder with McCall if the shit that he did where he was taking off and just running out of the pocket and and making plays like that. I don't know how that's going to carry over to ACC play. We shall see.
I mean, that's pretty much all.
He's a smaller fella, is what I'm saying. He's not big and big Cam Newton type guy. I'm thinking that he may take some licks that he hasn't been used to, and I just think there's going to be more speed there, and he won't be able to get away like he was able to do in the Sun Belt. And I wonder if that's going to affect his game any. We'll see.
Do you think he's going to be on par with Riley Leonard?
Well, Leonard's a bigger kid. He's bigger than
results wise. Do you think it'll kind of be like a little plug and play situation?
I think McCall probably has better pieces around him. Actually, he's got one of Riley Leonard's pieces from Duke in the backfield.
Yeah,
well,
I'm
the best quarterback leave the ACC, right? As far as transfer portal goes, right?
What's that?
I was saying Riley Leonard was the best quarterback to leave the ACC as far as transfer portal goes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And DJU was the best one to come in it.
Hey.
No, sir. Cam, hold on. No. We can't have that now. Cam spurred in and was voted player of the year without taking a fucking snap in conference.
Yeah, he hasn't even played in the ACC game yet. He's already the ACC player of the year.
Vandergrift, somebody like that, man. How the fuck did they settle for DJU? It don't make no sense to me.
Hey.
The thing, Jackpot, can I show him that graph? I'm going to show him that graphic that I sent you about the whole thing with Uyunglele and.
As y'all see, my souvenir cup.
I'll send you this.
Oh, damn. Hey. Great minds think alike.
Hell yeah, baby.
Two of them. You can piss in one and fill the other one up with shit.
I might do it later. That cabbage is working on me.
All right. Anyway, what else do you have there, Mr. Rob, as an SEC bias?
Well, I wanted to say I think I'm gonna go a little bit easier on the Tennessee man. I mean, we don't play him this year. I tried to say it last year, but Billy came on. Or not last year. I tried to say it the last time I called in, but Billy just came on and started spouting just shit out of the mouth. So I had to revert back to my old ways. I didn't want to, but I had to. So now, again, I'm going to say it again. And Billy, if you come in saying some dumb shit, I promise I'm going to call back in and I'm going to get your ass again. Okay?
Yeah, I think Billy's goddamn near 70 years old. He's fucking intimidated by you. All right. I'm just not buying that, sir.
But I do
want to intimidate Billy. I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to intimidate him. I'm just saying I will verbally combat with him and I will win.
Oh, that's not gonna hurt us.
But we don't play Tennessee. I'm tired of fucking talking about Tennessee, bro. It's about gotten to the point where I hate Tennessee as much as Clemson, and that shouldn't be the case. Okay?
No, it really shouldn't.
So I'm redirecting my hate. It's going full on Clemson. All the Clemson fans I know, Lisa. Who else is a Clemson fan? All of them. Fuck you. I got no respect for you, okay? You're a Clemson fan. You're going to get your ass kicked. You gather at the paw when you lose, which really just means the other team storms your own fucking field, Rob. Don't even talk to me about tradition. That is the weakest tradition I've ever heard of in my life.
Where are the white women at?
Let's let the other team come and storm our field after a loss. Is that tradition? Does that sound like tradition to you, Kale?
No, not at all. It sounds like stupidity.
No, it sounds like weak fucking security and absolute pussification, okay? Maybe Dabo is just, made it soft. That new spring money, man, y'all got, it's just made the whole program soft, man.
When you come, I'm going to let you spew because whatever, but for me to go back and forth with you, you are so far beneath me when it comes to stuff like, oh, we're going to talk about New Spring when you have absolutely no proof of any.
Well, they were cheating back when cheating was illegal. Now that cheating is legal, it's like they don't want to do it.
Yeah. They got used to
whatever you guys want to go with, man.
I don't get it.
But hey, in all seriousness, Rob, have you given your prediction for that Week 1 Georgia game yet?
Yeah, I think it's going to be 19-7 Georgia.
19-7 Georgia. So you think it'll play out like pretty similar to that last matchup?
I think that off defenses generally have a better step in the first game of the season over the offenses, and I think that both defenses are really good, and I don't think that everybody will have their timing right. Georgia will look like the dominant team, but it'll be 19-7, 20-7, something like that.
Who does so is Georgia's best weapon on offense this year Oscar Delt? Who are they returning?
Well, I mean, ETN was fucking a hell of a running back.
And
I mean, that sounds like a pretty good fucking thing to me.
That wide receiver they got from Missouri a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think he's gone. Didn't he graduate?
Well, how long do you think it'll be until Kirby Smart calls that safety we got yesterday?
Oh, not long at all.
No,
not long at all. He's stolen one recruit already, one or two.
He gets one every year. He got Xavier McLeod just transferred over there too.
Yeah, I don't know about that guy. I don't know if he's going to pan out and be anything. I mean, I don't know what they were doing with him at South Carolina. He says they weren't developing him, but I mean, as horseshit as that damn defense has been and was and has had a history of being, dude, if he was worth a shit, he'd have been out there.
I don't doubt that. And
I don't think they're that dumb. Okay, I mean, I think they've kind of done some dumb things, but Dominic Lovett's that wide receiver's name that I couldn't remember.
Love it. Yeah, that's what they were telling us in the chat. So yeah, he's still there. I mean, they've got. I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here. You don't argue with the hardware. We talked about that. Georgia's lost one game in three.
The key thing is they returned the entire offensive line.
Oh God.
I mean,
fucking. I mean, how do they get away with it, man? How do they get away with it? Their team's so fucking good, and then they want to come in and get Shamari Earls. Like, fuck, they're just taking candy from a baby at this point.
I mean, wait a minute. This happens everywhere. Alabama, look at what they did. They fucking needed a defensive coordinator. They went and got South Alabama's head coach and said, "Come here and be our defensive coordinator."
Yeah,
it's money, and that's what happens. And a lot of teams do it. I mean, Clemson's another example, too. We need an offensive coordinator. We fucking sucked for a while. Let's go and get Garrett Riley, who everybody was like, this guy's going to be a head coach, and it's going to be the second coming. And there were so many people that thought this was going to be the greatest thing ever. Dabo Swinney had the money to go out and do that, and that's what it is with big-time programs. And South Carolina has that, too, by the way. They can go and get whoever the fuck they want. So
this is a prove-it year for Riley?
Come here.
Yes.
I think it
is. Right, yes.
Honestly.
Absolutely. The offense wasn't any better under him than it was with Streeter back there.
I think taking that Clemson job was one of the worst decisions.
Where did she get that from?
Well, we'll see. I don't know about all that.
I'm not gonna have anything to put on my feet.
Some like non-power 4 school. And
I bet up here.
But he came in.
Hold on, we have to have a stop here. Jackpot, did your dog shred one of your shoes, sir?
She had one of my shoes in her mouth and it was taken away from her. This is the second of the set of shoes of that same ones. These are the ones I wear for work. She'll come down the hallway. There's just a pug, and all you see is like a tennis shoe moving towards you across the
shoe's probably bigger than she is, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Ziggy would never do some dumbass shit like that, man.
He did when he was a puppy. This dog's over a year old now, and still they like to eat shoes, but
Well, I bet the wife probably babies her a little bit, right?
Well, I do too. We both do. The Ziggy's just over here beside me right now, chilling out. Somebody had asked in the chat where he was, and I showed him earlier. He's just over here, just being a good boy. We're just being a good boy, aren't we? Yes, we are.
Ziggy's got to be one of the top 3 dogs on YouTube. I'll go to my grip. Put that on the bookcase of accountability, all right?
Oh, I agree.
We got to move on. I got folks waiting, but as always, we appreciate it.
Let me leave you with something. Hold up.
Okay.
Down. Tennessee, man, I'm not coming after you, but you fucking tater fucks, y'all better learn some respect, all right? Carolina's coming for you. Beamer's going to make Dabo look like an absolute schmuck. He's going to make him look like a Pop Warner. Right? Beamer is supreme. Go Cox, Spurs up to my fucking toes.
fuck out of here. All right. Vol Daddy 12 joins the program. But first of all, Ethan with the super chat. Schultz, Christopher makes USC look bad. So dumb. And then we had Big Barney Ross says that if you want to see a guy struggle to score for 90 minutes, forget soccer, watch Urban Meyer at the club.
Oh,
on the way to 100. He wants the jackpot.
there you go. He should be at about 12 now. Jerry Wells says Ziggy still mean to the little dog. No, he's not.
All right, Vol Daddy, welcome to the program. Why are you sitting in the dark, sir? Vol Daddy.
Get rid of it. That's
I mean,
another one of those. That's another one of the idiots. It seems like we can't have anybody new join the show anymore. You're scared to put them on if you've never seen them before. If they're new, we'd like to have more participation, but god dang.
Vol probably has the woman in the hole and he's yelling at her about the lotion. Rub the lotion on his skin. It's probably what's happening over there right now. So
I don't doubt it.
I don't doubt it at all. All right, well, let's see here. Final call for calls this evening. And if you guys want to join the program, please have at it. Please join the Calloway's Pick'em Challenge. We want to get that pot nice and fat. 70% of it goes to the winner, 20% to second place, 10%.
Get nice and fat like my belly. Yeah, and I was doing some math with them today on the video. You know, if that pot's at 3,000, you know, the winner's going to take home, I think, 2,100, 600 for second place, 300 for third place. But I mean, the pot is determined by how many people get into the contest. So,
all right, let's see here.
Sky's the limit. It's something that's not like your college football team. It doesn't have a ceiling on how big it can get.
Yeah, but it may have something to do with see, Yay Football Yay wants to join, but it's the same guy. Hey, congratulations. We're stupid. Have a good day. There you go. Put him back on, and then it's the same guy. He has the same fucking background there, and we're gonna have to listen to Rocky Top again. Go home, man. Try better. Try better. Anyway, but yeah, get into the Calloway's Pick'em Challenge. We appreciate that as always. Hey, one other note, Jackpot, that's something that kind of hit me in the face here. Like, we don't talk a lot of baseball on here, but the Chicago White Sox have lost 20 straight.
Really?
Yeah, they've lost 20 straight games. That's fucking terrible.
Did the Braves lose again today?
They lost 2 straight to the Marlins.
Yeah, they won 2 straight. Now they've lost 2 straight. Then the Phillies are struggling right now.
Phillies have lost 6 in a row.
They're struggling. They're trying to give it back, and the Braves aren't going to take it. I don't think they may finish third place in the division this year.
All right, I think this may be the same guy. Let's see. Hello, welcome to the program. It's the same guy. What you got for us, man? Yeah, there you go. That's all he's got. He's just standing there.
Good Lord.
There's another one. Dabo is not Daddy. What you got, sir?
Hey guys, my name is Dabo.
Oh, wait a minute. You're the same guy that was here earlier. No, we're not doing that. You're not going to beat us here into the program. We're going to.
When the schools start back.
Yeah, some of y'all need to figure that out. Anyway, but no, I mean, the Braves are trying to give it away, so I don't know what the hell is going on there. But the Phillies have lost 6 straight. Braves are within 5 games.
They're trying to give it to them, and they won't take it.
Yeah, they won't take it. What a mess. What an absolute mess. But everything's right there with the wild card, and I don't know. The Braves are frustrating to me right now.
Well, they have a lot of injuries, so yeah.
Yeah, well,
lack of
depth. They did get Jorge Soler to join the team again. They had him in 2021, and they traded with the Giants to get him, but I don't know if it's going to be how that's going to work. So there's that. All right.
It says the guests are not hitting. Yeah. They've been kind of strange. I mean, the regulars on here have been great as usual, but
Schultz, you got something else to say before we get out of here?
All right. First of all, Rob has an SEC bias. Took the words right out of my mouth about that in the shadow at that Valley guy. 8 of that guy's last 9 videos have been about South Carolina football. That guy is obsessed.
Wait a minute. Sir, all of his
Yeah,
videos
weird.
are generally about Clemson kicking the fuck out of South Carolina.
And he has
Welcome
an
to the program,
obsession.
sir.
He has an
He's
obsession.
a fucking huge fan, man. Look, Jackpot came on his own channel over here and was making videos a long time ago, talking about my favorite was when Deshaun Watson and Clemson tore that ass up 56-7. Jackpot gets up the next morning and said 3 things that I'll never forget on a video. First, he said it was nothing that they did. It was all about what we did after they lost by 49 points. He commented,
Yeah, and y'all clown Bentley nonstop.
Fun of me.
Yeah,
And-
what I said, and that wasn't here on my YouTube channel. That was on Facebook because I didn't make football videos over here until about 2017. But anyway, that's irrelevant.
That
what
guy
I said
has an
was it's
obsession.
nothing that Clemson did. I said it's what we didn't do. We weren't prepared. We didn't tackle. We didn't block well. I mean, none of those things are false.
One more thing, though, and this Rob's going to agree with me on this, though. I am sick to death of all these Tennessee fans. I'm sick and tired of them. Y'all weren't here in 2017 or 18 or even the first half of 19 when y'all lost to Georgia State. Y'all magically appeared after that second half, and y'all haven't been gone since then. Oh, wait, that's right. Y'all went back into your little rabbit hole in 2020 before you popped right back out in 2021.
Hold on, sir.
He's not wrong there.
Well, you're right, but respectfully, in 2017, you were probably in middle school. So it's kind of hard to take you serious when you were probably in middle school.
I was on social media, and I never heard their
Yeah,
fans
but
clown it.
I mean, but being on social media where your mom could check your Facebook posts is not exactly the same thing as being on social media, sir.
Bro, I was arguing with people all about this kind of stuff back then. I actually was.
I'm sure.
No, I swear on my life, I was. And I'm also
serious.
I mean, they were. I mean, even back during the COVID season when I had a bet with BVD when they clapped our cheeks 31-24 in that first game of the season, which we gave away.
We did.
That was when Cam Smith was a freshman. He fumbled that punt at the end of the game. Anyway, I cracked a dozen eggs over my head the next day and then poured a gallon of milk over it. Got like 10,000 views in like 2 hours. And I mean, I almost drowned in milk.
You turned yourself into a
I would have died in 2020. And everyone would have thought, well, Jackpot got the COVID too, and he passed away from it. No, I actually almost died from drowning.
But the other thing is I'm tired of them accusing us of sign stealing when they got busted for cheating in 2020. Regardless of what happened this offseason, they got busted in 2020. So I don't want to hear anything about sign stealing.
They have no proof. There's no proof of that, and it's
It's ridiculous.
We're supposed to be, a playoff caliber team. If they couldn't figure that out by the second or third drive of that game, then that's on their shitty coaching staff.
I'm so tired of hearing about sign stealing. But anyway, that's all I got to say. I'm sorry I had to come back on. I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Thank you, Schultz. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Hunter was gone, but then Hunter dropped off. I'm going to give Hunter about 10 seconds to come on back if he wants to. And then we're going to wrap the show up this evening. But it's been a very fun and entertaining show. Our next stream will be up here shortly. It's going to be LSU and Southern Cal. So we'll see how the simulator works on that one.
Right, well, them teams will be scoring up a blue streak.
Also, we're going to go ahead and get the simulations out of the way for the first 4 games of the season. If I can pull all those teams up, we'll definitely have those streams here. We want to be kind of your home for that. If you guys want to come and check this out.
I'm kind of, I'm looking at some of those games right now. SMU is like a 25-point favorite, I think, against the UN Wolfpack.
Mm-hmm. Hunter, what do you have for the show, sir? You haven't been on this evening. What you got, man?
Yeah. What about old Schultz? What did you say he was? Middle school? About 2017?
Well, I mean, I think he told us one time he's a sophomore in college. So I think it's fair to say 7 years ago he was probably in middle school. Is that Am I wrong with my
Yeah.
math? Close,
Yeah,
right?
he probably was still in the tit when Spurrier was coaching, I would say. I'm just gonna
look,
put
he
it
put out
pretty
his
plain.
age
He's
out
a
there. And
fucking
it's funny
moron.
because he talks about, all these people talking about blah, 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 and 7 years ago you weren't here. Brother, you were in middle school.
Hey.
Slow down just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's all I'm
I
saying.
found Jackpot channel, and there was about 15 to 20 people in the chat every time y'all would stream, and that was when the Comrade was still on.
Well,
So-
God bless the Comrade.
Yeah,
I miss the Comrade.
everybody hated on the Comrade, but they
Well,
some
yeah,
still some original
Comrade had,
OGs in here.
Comrade had like what they call in wrestling old school heat. Motherfuckers hated him.
Go
There
away,
were
Heat.
that were- yeah, exactly. Comrade would say things like, this guy called up one time and Comrade said something about, yeah, I'm sure your mom's proud that she raised you, asshole, or something like that. And the guy's literally like, my mom died 2 days ago from cancer. And the whole fucking show's like, what the fuck just happened? Comrade just insulted the man's mom who just died 2 days ago. And it was this is the shit we had to deal with the Comrade. So yeah, it's but Comrade's a hell of a guy, don't get me wrong, but he's got that go away sometimes. It's like, brother.
Hey, but seriously,
He's a natural
there's
asshole.
There's a few in the chat that's been here for a long time, though, so we appreciate everything y'all do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sir. Appreciate it, man. Make sure you get
All
in the
right, I'm out.
challenge, all right? All right, there you go. And finally, Billy, what you got, brother?
I got to leave Schultz with a question. I
Sure.
just got one question to ask him. I'm not trolling or anything, but Schultz, is the Michigan cheating investigation, is that over or is it still ongoing? Do some research. Is it over or is it still ongoing?
Billy, is this guy your son? He looks like he's got your headset.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Is that your son, Billy? All right, we're not going to keep you on. Your eyes look terrible. What are you doing, sir? Goodbye.
What are you going to go lick with that tongue? What are you doing with that tongue? What's dangerous?
What are you
I
doing
mean, I'm
with
just
that tongue,
I'm
sir?
having fun, man. You know,
Okay,
I'm just living.
You look like Billy there with your headset. You and Billy share the same
I look-
headset.
Say what?
Do I look cute?
What?
Christ.
Dude,
Billy, is
Carolina
that your
Jackpot's
son?
getting a kick out of this, man.
No.
Holy cow.
My son's
that's
43
not
years
your son.
old,
Okay, well, I don't know that, Billy.
and my other son is
What are you
35.
doing?
What
Yeah,
is this guy?
stay off the drugs, sir. Stay off.
I'm
the
dead.
drugs. All right,
And-
Billy, we got one more. William, what do you have for the show, sir? Oh, it's a Tennessee helmet. That's great.
Nice.
Make sure you wear that so you don't run into walls. There you go. Billy, why is your fan base like this? What are they doing? Why do
I
we have
don't
people
know.
coming with helmets?
You know, I had to put one of them in timeout tonight. The Johnny Apple guy. I told Jackpot the other day to how to get some of these clowns out of here. But you got to understand. Look at most of the people in the chat.
guys,
They're
I'm back.
Tennessee people. They're Tennessee people.
Well, the Tennessee folks like us. I don't know. They may not have anything to.
Well, I don't know why we don't talk about something else other than
Brother, I didn't have Tennessee in
two
anything
teams
that I
that don't even play each other this
Right.
year.
I talked about my thing was talking about the stuff with players and stuff like that. We talked about Jackpot's recruit heading up to Maryland. I had nothing on the Tennessee folks, but they come in and they want to jab at me and shit.
And I told Carolina Jackpot how to do it. Just send them away. We're
We're trying to. We want to make sure that we give everybody a chance to voice their opinion. We're trying to be the people's
but
show.
when you come up here and look ignorant,
Well,
you
you know what? Why don't we hold you accountable for the Tennessee fan base? And when they act stupid, it'll be like Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. We'll just
I did
basically
tonight.
be like,
I got rid of somebody for 5
There you
minutes.
Who's Gunnery Sergeant Hartman?
Gunnery Sergeant Hartman from Full Metal Jacket. You remember Gunnery Sergeant Hartman? Hold on, I've got a clip of him somewhere.
From the movie with Private Kyle.
Yeah, here we go. Gunnery
Oh,
Sergeant.
okay, I know who you're talking about.
dicks.
Yeah, just say things like that to the Tennessee fans.
You suck dicks.
Yeah, I would say. Hold on, here's another one.
No shit.
No shit.
Remember when he stole a jelly donut from the mess hall or whatever?
Yeah, we're not.
It was in his foot locker. He said, "Why did you steal it, Private Powell?" Because I was hungry.
I was hungry.
You were hungry.
Are you not a disgusting fat fuck, Private Pile? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I want to give props out to Biscuit tonight too. He said he could answer any question, and I asked him from years ago when I was a math teacher was a question. And
this one?
Do you suck dicks?
What do you say to that one?
No. Name
No,
two
what's-
coins. Name two coins that total 55 cents, and one of them can't be a nickel. I know Schultz and what's his buddy over there? They ain't gonna get it. Christopher. Name two U.S. coins that total 55 cents, and one of them can't be a nickel. Biscuit was all over it.
All
And
right,
it's
well,
not a trick question.
What is it then? I don't know.
A half a dollar and a nickel. One of them's not a nickel. That's a Mensa question.
Okay, well, all right. Yeah.
But good night. Enjoy the
Rob
show.
has an SEC bias. Thank you. All right, I've got two more people here, Jackpot. One of them, let's see here. We'll bring Billy out. I don't know about this one. William, welcome to the program. Always wearing
hilarious.
Do you suck dicks?
What is that? Oh, here it is.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't know. This guy's wearing his helmet. Hopefully, he doesn't get injured.
He's practicing.
I got nothing.
He was on the
What
blocking
is that?
sled.
What the fuck is that?
All right, so Rob has an SEC bias. Wants a wrench. I don't know. I mean, Jackpot can do that. I got nothing for you. Ethan, he's trying to get to that 100, man. He gave us another super chat.
Awesome. I don't know. Yeah, I've got a lot of moderators here, so I'm gonna make you one. Y'all gotta. Well, there's really nothing they can do about the people that call. So
Yeah, I'm the one that controls the people that call. You can help with the comment section in there, but I'm the one that controls the people that call. So that's completely on me. This guy says he's Jackpot's son, even though we know he's not. He looks more like Billy's son, but now he's calling himself Jackpot's son. He's just come to show his tongue more often.
Hey, Jackpot. I'm your son, man.
You're sticking your tongue out on here like that. Jesus.
that is awesome.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Exactly. Thank you, Jackpot son. Have a great night. I don't know where to go from here, Jackpot. The guys. He's literally like I could see him here, right? He's blowing kisses to me in the goddamn camera here. I don't know if you can see that from your angle, but like I can see everybody their setup or whatever.
Did y'all did I tell that joke about Donald Trump over here that I heard? I think it was on TikTok. I heard it. Did I tell that one?
No. What you got?
All right. So Donald Trump passes away, and he goes to hell. And so the devil comes up and meets with him. He says, "Look, you're here to stay, but while you're here, you're gonna have to work. So make no mistake about it, you're not going to get out of here. But there's a few people that are here that I'm going to give you the opportunity to take their job over, and then you can take that job and you can release them. But it's only one person." He said, "Okay, well, that's fine." So the devil takes him to the first room, and Barack Obama's there. And he's just going up a diving board, getting on it, diving off into the swimming pool. Gets out, shakes the water off, goes back up the diving board. And Trump's like, "I don't know if I can do that, because, I mean, that looks tiring, so I'll pass." Okay, so he goes to the other room, and then there's George W. Bush. And he's got a sledgehammer and he's beating up rocks, just chipping away at rocks, just beating on them. He's not stopping. He's just sweating and beating these rocks. And Trump's like, I don't really want to do that either. So, no, I'm going to pass on that one. So, goes to the third room, and there's Bill Clinton. He's laying on a couch. And so in comes Monica Lewinsky, and she does her Monica Lewinsky thing. And then she gets up to leave. So Trump says, hey, Devils, I think I can get some of that action. So that one can go on ahead and get out of here. I'll take that place. And the Devil's like, fine, Monica, you're free to go.
You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
Very good, sir. Very good. All right, anyway. Hey, Beth joins the program. Appreciate that. All right, well, you guys have been fun this evening. The show kind of got off the rails a little bit, but anyway, we appreciate you guys. Enter the Calloway's Pick'em Challenge. Follow all
Johnny
of our
says Jackpot joined the Vols a little bit. No, but thank you.
Rundown tomorrow, 3:00, right here on the channel. We'll have whatever the hell we're gonna have. I never know what we're gonna have on the rundown.
Getting that contest, people. Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah, have a hell of a good time.
Someone asked for this. There you go.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
That's a good way to end the program.
Biscuit.